was in an overtime win against New England earlier this year. Cockcroft hits it pure, and the Cleveland Browns have a 24-23 win and a share of the lead in the AFC Central Division. And there are the standings. Cincinnati meets Pittsburgh tonight. They, too, can share that lead. But they have a problem, Pittsburgh. Let's go back 1 week earlier. The Steelers' Terry Bradshaw in the Astrodome on a rollout. He rolls left. He'll be hit by Greg Bingham. He'll attempt to break his fall with his left arm. Terry continued playing for several minutes, but x-rays later revealed a fractured wrist. Nevertheless, Terry insisted he'll play in tonight's game against Cincinnati. I talked to him about it. Terry, I think anyone who saw last week's game, you fractured your wrist against Houston, and you're going to be playing tonight. I think anyone maybe not really close to this game has to wonder why you're playing tonight. Why?
Well, there's really two reasons. First reason I think all athletes have is it's a great desire to play, and God's blessed me with a great desire to play, and it's a type of injury that really won't prohibit me from playing, and I feel like I can play. Secondly, and probably even more important, is the fact that Cleveland and Houston are 3-2, and we're playing Cincinnati tonight, so it's important for us to win this game, and I feel like I'm the guy that needs to be in there.
Stand by, 15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras and videotape.
Ready with your opening graphics. Stand by, Howard. Here we come, Frank. Ready, Don.
Stand by, audio, your opening music, and roll tape.
Take tape.
Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. See the new 1978 Mercury Zephyr, 2- and 4-door sedans and 4-door wagons. See them now at your Lincoln Mercury dealers. Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Gifford, and Howard Cosell will not be with us this evening. He's in New York for Game 6 of the World Series, the Dodgers and the Yankees, and you'll see it here on ABC. Should there be a 7th game necessary, that'll take place on Wednesday. You will also see that. However, the Cowboys with me, Dandy Don Meredith. Tom, we've got quite a game. Whoever wins tonight, Cincinnati or Pittsburgh, moves into a tie for the lead in the Central Division of the AFC with Cleveland and Houston. But Cincinnati can't win here.
They have a tough time, Frank. A year ago today, October, I was here, as a matter of fact, did the ball game. Cincinnati lost for their 7th time in a row. They've had a really tough time here, but all teams have. 19 out of the last 20 times that they've been hosts, the Pittsburgh Steelers have won, so they built them a house they can live with, wouldn't you think?
Well, Cleveland's never won here either, Don, and Pittsburgh has won 19 of 20 Central Division games, so they kind of own it here. Let me ask you, did you ever have a field where you didn't like to play?
Green Bay. Only played there one time, but I didn't want to go back. That was a tough.
I was there.
Yes.
Don't blame me for that.
That's right. That was a tough.
Of course, Cincinnati has all the tools. Kenny Anderson, their quarterback, was an NFL passing champion in 1974 and 75. Isaac Curtis out on the flank. He can fly.
Well, Archie Griffin's hurt tonight. We don't know how badly. You got Boobie Clark that's coming back. He was off an injury, too. So I think we have a few questions to be answered on that Pittsburgh offense. They need to score. They led they actually were scoring out 30 points in the preseason, Frank, but they haven't been doing that since the regular season got underway. They need some points tonight.
And they say this field has no jinx for the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll find out. By the way, we have something we'd like to tell you about. We learned just a short time ago, NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle, along with the president of ABC News and Sports, Wayne Arledge, announced tonight that beginning next year, 1978, for the next 4 years, all NFL primetime games, regular season games, to be televised, will be televised exclusively by ABC, and we're just delighted with that. We're also delighted about our football game coming up, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
Hey, great-looking shot
at Three River Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. These two rivals in the Central Division of the AFC. The Bengals against the Steelers. We've already told you Cincinnati has had a tough time here at Three River Stadium. Had they won one game in the last 2 years against the Steelers here, or for that matter, in Cincinnati, they would have been the divisional champions. The question mark tonight, Terry Bradshaw with the half cast on his left wrist, a fractured navicular bone last week against Houston. Terry said he would play then. No one believed him, but he's out there. He is going to start. Grim-faced, you heard him earlier in our tease. He said, I want to play. I think I should be there. Cincinnati has won the toss. And we will watch Roy Gerella kicking off and dropping deep. A couple of speedsters, Willie Shelby, number 30, along with Jerry Anderson, number 31. Tony Davis is also deep. A lot of speed on this Cincinnati ball club, and a lot of tough cookies on the Pittsburgh Steelers ball club. There he is, Willie Shelby, 5th round pick out of Alabama back in '75. Last year against Cleveland, he returned the kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown. He can get it on. Roy Gerella adjusting the ball on the tee. And this game is just about underway. It's drawn a lot of attention here in Pittsburgh this past week. Gerella puts it up high. It'll go into the end zone where Willie Shelby awaits, and he'll bring it out. Flags down all over the field, and Shelby taken out of bounds out around the 31-yard line. Flags are down. Our referee is Ben Wright.
You saw him coming in there, Frank. It looked like he might bounce it out to the outside there for a while. That Pittsburgh defense really zeroed in the middle of the field, and he couldn't quite get around to the outside.
It's going to work against Cincinnati. Here's the call.
Offensive clipping, number 50.
So Cincinnati will begin in a hole, and opening at quarterback, Kenny Anderson, one of the best in the business, number 14. He's in there with Linville Elliott, number 36, Booby Clark, number 42, Billy Brooks, number 82, one wide receiver, 85, Isaac Curtis, the tight end, Bob Trumpy. 1st and 10, Cincinnati from their own 12-yard line. And Booby Clark over the left side, pounds up to the 15-yard line, gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. There is that Steeler front four. And they are not doing big numbers in the world of sacking quarterbacks, but they are the #1 defensive unit in the AFC. And 3 of the reasons why, they're outstanding linebackers. There is the secondary. 2nd down and 7 for Cincinnati. Ball at the 15-yard line. This is Elliott, left side. And he carries the Steeler out to the 19-yard line. It's Dwight White, number 78. It'll be 3rd down for the Cincinnati Bengals.
You're going to see him, I think, run more often to their left, Frank. They've got Taze there. They like to go into that side. They're going to check Lauren Taze out. He's the newcomer, that linebacker core that you're talking about. They moved off fairly well, but a long 3rd down and about 3, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. Ball just short of the 19-yard line. Anderson with flags all over the field, and the pass is deflected by Joe Green. The flags are down. Joe Green, number 75, the great All-Pro, playing about 10 or 12 pounds lighter than his customary weight of 275. And the call indicated against the Steelers. Offside.
Oh, boy. That's a costly one, Frank. I think it may have been a jump over the right side. Maybe it was
64 defense offside.
There you go.
That's a 1st down.
Steve Furness, the 1st down. Cincinnati works his way out of his first hole of the night.
Forgetting that referee's going to tell us what that thing is. I have to remember that.
Oh, Ben Dryth will be speaking with us this evening. Ball just short of the 24-yard line. Cincinnati, 1st and 10. Booby Clark, 42. Linville Elliott, number 36, the setbacks. Booby Clark, left side. Oh, and is he popped by the wildest Steeler of them all, Jack Lambert.
When he gets it geared up, he is really there. That was great, quick reading, Frank. Look at him go for the middle linebacker position. He sees it, reads it perfectly. Move down that line, you see the... Oh, man, that's super. That is super. As Dave Lapham, the right guard, was trying to come out and give some little help to get in front of Lambert, but O'Shea's there got out there before anybody did.
74 was Buznak. He is alternating, bringing plays in from the bench for John Shinners. Second down and 9. The ball at the 25-yard line. And off Elliott. And Elliott upended out over the 25-yard line to the 27. Gain of 5. And it'll be third down and 5. Lambert again into the play. And Don, I'll tell you something. They talk about emotion in the game. Lambert gets up like no one I've ever seen in football. There he gets away from the block of Trumpy, the tight end, steps in and helps out.
He's big enough, Frank, and he's also so quick. He's really got that quickness in the middle.
Passing down, they mark it at the 27. It's third down and 6. Anderson, a lot of time and a man's open. Bob Trumpy, first down Cincinnati at midfield.
Donnie Shell popped him. He's one of the hitters too, Frank, number 31 there. Now, he had plenty of time to throw. Trumpy ran a good route. He's working on Lambert that time across the middle. Came in there and opened up pretty good shape. You see him again come back. Trumpy comes out. He's trying to push him off, moved out to the outside. He was cleared out on the right side. And look at Shell come up. Lambert fell down, as a matter of fact, in pursuit that time.
Ball just inside midfield, Pittsburgh territory. First and 10. Tight end number 89 is Mike Cobb, a rookie. Number 1 draft pick, but this is Linville Elliott. And he gets away from Mel Blount and is taken out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. And it was Donnie Shell again on that tackle.
Linville Elliott, of course, is playing in place of Archie Griffin. We mentioned at the top of the show has been out with I guess it was a broken rib. He's in some sort of a plastic halter to protect this, but this guy's a pretty good backup. If they had Archie Griffin, they'd have the old Ohio State backfield. He and Pete Johnson.
I'll tell you what Elliott does better than most backs you'll see today, Don. He follows his blocking. We'll get a chance maybe later on to see it. He does a good job at following his blocking. He's not the electrifying runner as Archie Griffin, but a good fill-in. Here he is again. Elliott, left side. Nowhere to follow that time. He gets a couple of yards. It'll be third down, a long 3. Steve Furness, defensive right tackle number 64, with help from Lambert and Donnie Shell, make the stop.
Furness has really come in too, Frank. He's the guy that's been the backup for all those defensive line positions. Ernie Holmes got off to a slow start, has not really worked himself back in, and Furness becomes a starting defensive tackle, and they're really pleased with it.
Chuck Noll in his 9th year as a Steelers head coach, already won a couple of Super Bowls. Looks out onto the field for Cincinnati as a third down and 3. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Steelers. Anderson to Elliott. Good defensive play again by Furness. Steve Furness read that play, Don, moved out, stopped it right at the line of scrimmage.
And they didn't really fool Lawrence Hayes either. They tried to get John Shinners out there in front and pull a guard. A little quick screen pass. You see him trying to set up, look that middle linebacker off, flip it out. But they're pushing him run out there. That's Hayes 51 coming up. He's trying to get inside. And they push Furness right out in the middle.
He looked like a face mask, but I think he caught him at the top of the helmet. McAnally to punt for Cincinnati. Lynn Swan is deep. He's back there along with Tony Dungy, who thought he was a quarterback last week. McAnally almost kicks it out of the stadium. He does kick it out of the end zone. 44-yard punt, but they'll bring it out to the 20 where Pittsburgh will take over first and 10. And we will watch Terry Bradshaw coming out again. He has that broken navicular bone in his left wrist. There's the rest of the lineup. A couple of 1,000-yard gainers from a year ago. 20 is Rocky Blyer. Franco Harris is 32. Great speed on the outside. And Lynn Swan, 88, and John Stallworth. And their tight end, number 89, in his second year out of Clemson, Benny Cunningham, is no slouch. First and 10 for the Steelers. Ball at their own 20.
All right, that was the first
Bradshaw.
thing that you got to see, Frank, and he didn't do it. The difficulty with that cast is that it's on his left hand. I think he juggled the ball or fumbled a little bit in that exchange from his center, Mike Webster. And that, of course, is a problem.
That's the only problem that he had all week in working out outside of the pain, and Terry seems to ignore that. Offensively, that line is Mike Webster at center, number 52. The guards are Mullen, 72, Clack, 50, Cole, 55, Larry Brown, 79. There they are. Second down and 12. Ball at the 18. Rocky Blyer, inside handoff. And He's picked up, nailed by number 55, Leclerc. Cincinnati is not the overpowering defensive unit. There's Gary Burley. And they will be alternating a couple of rookies in the middle of that line. We'll tell you more about them. They have great potential, but whether or not they're there yet, we do not know. You saw the secondary? That's what Terry Bradshaw will look over on 3rd down and 8, the ball at the 22. Bradshaw back looking. And he unloads it, going out to Sidney Thornton, number 38, incomplete, and the Steelers will have to turn it over.
Well, they did a good job of covering none of that time, Frank. They had him pretty well covered. You saw good blocking, I thought. Plenty of time for him to throw. Couldn't find anybody open. He actually had Harrison open out there to me a little bit earlier than that.
It appeared to be open. Terry, of course, maybe a little shaky in the early going. Bobby Walden punts away. Lamar Parrish single safety. Now this is Willie Shelby that calls for the fair catch on the short punt. Cincinnati will have good field position. On a 32-yard punt, they'll have a 1st and 10, their own 42-yard line. We'll be right back. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, no score, early going, first quarter. Isaac Curtis goes out to the right flank. Cincinnati 1st and 10, their own 42-yard line. Frank Gifford along with Don Meredith. Howard Cosell watching from New York. He'll bring you the World Series tomorrow night. Anderson, play action. Good and pass. Open, and it is Billy Brooks, the second-year man out of Oklahoma, that will get Cincinnati a 1st down, 32-yard line of the Steelers. You know, and this youngster, 82, Don, Boyd Dowler, found out in Oklahoma. He played on that great Oklahoma team, but they didn't throw the ball much. As we look again, you'll see him running a fine pattern.
Sensational timing with Anderson that time. He threw the ball. You can see the ball had already been released before Brooks took his move back. No way you can cover it, Frank. If you got time to throw it like that, you can release it, because he was really pretty well covered by Mel Blount.
There he is. He didn't catch many at Oklahoma, but the Cincinnati scouts, mainly Boyd Dowler, caught him. 1st and 10, ball at the 32. Play action again. Anderson. This time he'll go down. He's in the arms of L.C. Greenwood. That is Greenwood's first sack of the season.
He's really been frustrated about that, too, because he's been a leader on that defensive team all season. Actually, Dwight White has not had a sack either, I don't think, Frank. So those two guys are the guys that on that outside coming in. They need them. Need that pressure.
You know, Don, they explain it. They say, well, intellectually, people, this is what Dwight White said, intellectually, people do not understand this game. What he meant was that other teams play them to avoid the sack. They throw the short pass, the screen, the trap. 2nd down and 12. Draw play. Linville Elliott. Elliott goes down as L.C. Greenwood again.
Nowhere to go, though, Frank. They blocked up that whole side. Lauren Taze did a good job. Number 51 of coming in. Let L.C. come in and get him.
This telecast is presented by authority of the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Club. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Club and the National Football League is prohibited. 3rd down, 14. Don, the Cincinnati Bengals now at the just short of the 35-yard line of the Steelers. Still no score. 5-man prevent defense by the Steelers. Tony Dungy comes in. Anderson finds the time, finds a receiver, and
he didn't make it, I don't think.
Linville Elliott. He is going to be a little short, and it'll be decision time for head coach Bill Johnson of the Bengals.
Well thrown ball. That was Jack Helm, number 59, the linebacker out there. That was with him, but Linville, I don't think, made that 1st down, Frank. It's going to be a little short.
About a yard short, and out there is Bill Johnson, head coach, now in his 2nd year. Great career as a player with the 49ers, and he has made his decision. Cincinnati will go on 4th down and 1. Pete Johnson, the big rookie from Ohio State, is in there, number 46. He gets the call, and he booms ahead. It'll be close. It will be close.
Frank, I've got a feeling that call was primarily made. There's been a lot of stuff in the paper up here that the Pittsburgh Steelers have intimidated the Bengals, that they are afraid of them. And I don't know, but just from a spectator standpoint, if you got a fourth down there, everybody says, well, you go for a field goal. But I think Bill Johnson, he said in the paper, he says, our guys have reason to respect them, but I don't think we should fear. You'll see how close it is, and they did not make it. Oh, boy. Oh, man, he's upset there. He gave it a try.
I guess they deserve their respect.
Maybe they are intimidated. Who knows?
And that can hurt a football team. Pittsburgh, fine defensive effort. The number 1 defensive team in the AFC. They're number 2 against the rush, number 1 against the pass, and it works out to number 1 overall in the AFC, and you saw why. Steelers, 1st and 10, the ball at their own 22-yard line. Franco Harris, big hole up the middle. Harris out over the 30 to the 31. Upended by Jerry Anderson.
What a hole. Big hole over that left side, Frank. Going over John Colvin. All right, let's watch it. Look at Rocky Blyer. Boy, they're moving him out. That was a good job in there. Mike Webster, the center, made a good block. It gets kind of lonesome when you're sitting back there like Jerry Anderson, number 31, and see Franco with nobody touching him. He's running right at you.
9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1. Laverne Smith, number 37, in place of Rocky Blyer. But it's the big man gets the call. He gets the first down.
With the same spot.
Franco Harris booms out to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. And again, I'll remind you to keep in mind that 4th down and 1 that Cincinnati did not make. That can take a lot out of a ball club. Steelers doing a lot of funny things on offense with personnel. Now the 2 tight ends are in. 84, Randy Grossman, along with Benny Cunningham. Lynn Swan, the single wide receiver. Inside handoff, Franco Harris. It's about a yard, and they could be doing that, hoping that they can control this game on the ground and keep Terry Bradshaw with that fractured left wrist from the possibility of a pounding attempting to pass. You do that, of course, with 2 tight ends. Now, Sidney Thornton, number 38, comes in. He's in there with Rocky Blyer. Thornton, a rookie out of northwestern Louisiana. Rocky Blyer, right side. Nifty running by Blyer out to the 44-yard line, hit by Eddie Edwards, the rookie out of Miami, and Mel Morgan, second-year man out of Mississippi Valley State. It'll be 3rd down and 4, the ball at the 44-yard line. Cincinnati, Don, has troubles in their secondaries also. Tom Casanova, their tight safety, is not in action. He has a sore knee. A rookie from Oklahoma's in there, Jerry Anderson, and Mel Morgan, whom you just saw, has replaced Marvin Cobb at free safety. And pulling ahead, short of a first down, is Thornton, Sidney Thornton.
I think one of the reasons that you can see Pittsburgh running to this side, Coy Bacon is the guy that has been their number 1 pass or quarterback sacker. He has a real strong outside move. He takes a step to that outside. They've been trying to come inside of him. That time it fell a little bit short.
All right, Don, 39-year-old Bobby Walden to punt for Pittsburgh on 4th down. Deep is Willie Shelby, and Walden really hangs a beauty. At his 6-yard line is Shelby.
Oh, yeah.
Good coverage. Shelby getting out close to the 15. It was Ray Penny hustling down there to make the stop. A 47-yard punt by Bobby Walden, the senior citizen of the Steelers. So Cincinnati will have to begin where they opened this game, just short of their 15-yard line. 4:17 remaining in the first quarter from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. We have no score, and we'll be returning here in just a moment. A chilly night in Pittsburgh. At game time, at kickoff time, the temperature was 39. It's expected to drop to freezing tonight, but there is a lot of heat on the field. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, there always is when they meet. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. The ball just short of their own 15-yard line. Boobie Clark, left side. Oh, and he runs into Jack Lambert again.
That's a pretty good match with Boobie and Lambert head on there.
Booby's a big boy, Don. He goes about 242, and Lambert actually gives away about 20 pounds, but let's watch him hit.
He's just got that knack. You see, whenever he hit him right up in his shoulders, and you usually don't hit a guy like that, but you're big and strong as Lambert is, you can go ahead and hit him in there. They try to get him a little bit lower. He got Booby for about a 3-yard gain.
And it's 2nd down and 7. 13-yard line of the Cincinnati Bengals. Play action. Anderson. The man open, and it's picked off by Jack Ham.
Oh, man.
Jack Ham picks off an attempted pass to Billy Brooks, and that is Jack Ham's 20th career interception.
And what an interception it was, Frank, because he actually had him open. The ball was not even that badly thrown. Trying to get Brooks deep on a little zig-out route. You don't even see Ham. All of a sudden, with his great speed and range, what a catch. Brooks didn't even know he intercepted it, I don't think.
That pass, Don, as you said, was not badly thrown. It was just a great effort on the part of number 59, Jack Ham, and you see why he's all-pro.
That was Linville Elliott that came over and made the stop.
1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. 30-yard line of the Bengals. Franco Harris, right side, gets a good block and cuts back on it. He got a good block from number 50, Jim Plack, turned the corner, and picks up 5 yards down to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Jerry Anderson, the rookie from Oklahoma, made the stop for the Bengals. Franco comes out, and comes Sidney Thornton. He's in there with Rocky Blyers. Sidney Thornton, big one, 5'11", 230 pounds, a rookie, as we told you, out of northwestern Louisiana. Blyer trying to follow Thornton, and he runs into Eddie Edwards. Jack Ham in there helping out. There he is on the sidelines, and he is getting a lot of congrats on that interception, Don.
I'd say he deserves them. That was quite a shot there. That put him right down there in good position.
Franco is getting a little breathing time. He had a pinched nerve last week against Houston, but he shrugged it off as he's done so many times. Blyer got a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down, a long 4. The ball inside the 25-yard line of the Bengals. Make it the 24. Bradshaw, a lot of time. Man open is Stallworth. John Stallworth, 1st and 10, inside the 12-yard line of the Bengals. Look at it again.
Frank, I think the thing that you mentioned earlier, that the secondary for the Bengals, they're not playing with their regular guys in there, and he really just did a number. He really didn't do a number that time, however. He was working on one of the regulars. He had Ken Riley, who's their interception leader, but they seem to be a little bit upset in that coordination. You saw Melvin Morgan come over. He's a rookie, slid down. That's Stallworth. He was wide open over the middle.
Anytime you have crossing patterns, you need experience in the secondary, or they'll get picked off. 1st and 10. Franco bowls his way forward inside the 10.
Looked like he slipped to me, Frank. I don't think he got a good start. He was heading down when he got the ball.
He gets a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down, a long 8. Bo Harris, number 53, along with another rookie tackle, Wilson Whitley, out of Houston, number 75, in on the stop. Now the setbacks are number 37, Laverne Smith, a rookie from Kansas, and Franco Harris, 32. Laverne Smith. Oh, and he tippy-toes in there. You won't get yardage in close that way.
He's basically their speedster. He's the fastest back they've got. And ordinarily, you see him trying to get him to the outside. Not making excuses, but I think he may have slipped a little bit too, Frank. It seemed like he either did that or, as you say, tippy-toed in there.
I think he might have been thinking it about a little.
That's a bad thing to do. You don't want to think very much.
If you think about it, you get out of there.
If you think about it, you never showed up.
Okay, 3rd down. Smith got 1, 3rd down and 7. Blyer and Harris both back in. Bradshaw right down around the goal line, and is Stallworth again.
Stallworth, I give him so much credit for this because it got very jammed up in the middle. Again, he got great protection. Look how long he gets to throw right before he gets to hit. Stallworth had to come back around, fell down.
And we look one quarter.
You see good pressure in there by Gary Burley. He hits Bradshaw just as he throws him. But he just did a little turnaround back in there, Frank. He kind of got jammed up. He almost got the opinion that...
The Pittsburgh Steelers have a first and goal to go at Cincinnati's 1-yard line. Market just outside the 1. Great catch of a Terry Bradshaw pass by John Stallworth, who is really coming into his own this year. Sidney Thornton, 38. Rocky Bleier, 20 to setbacks. Bleier, touchdown, Pittsburgh. Rocky Bleier gets the Pittsburgh Steelers on the scoreboard first. First play of the second quarter. Let's look at it again. They fake to Thornton up the middle, and they just goes up that right side behind Mullins and Brown, Don.
You bet. They really did open it up.
There it is again. Good block.
You bet. They really knocked him out on that one. That Ray Phillips was 59. You saw him meet that big guard out there. Didn't have a shot.
Rocky Bleier just put the Steelers on the scoreboard. Troy Girella hits for the conversion. The Steelers move out in front of Cincinnati 7-0. We'll be back at Three Rivers Stadium in just a moment. Willie Shelby awaits the kickoff of Roy Girella. The Steelers with their patented offense, an interception and a 29-yard scoring drive. Climaxed by Rocky Bleier going in from the 1. And Shelby from his 5. Out to the 25-yard line where he's nailed. Cincinnati will have a first and 10, and you better believe, Don, that Kenny Anderson has to wonder about that pass intercepted by Jack Ham. That ball was not that badly thrown, and Jack just came out of nowhere to pick it off.
Yeah, he's going to figure out where do I have to throw it to get it to one of my guys, because that one really was a miraculous defensive play.
How much does that affect a passer, Don?
I think it depends on the passer, but I think it can affect you a lot. He's had a couple of things close, but not quite there. He's throwing well, though, Frank. I saw him in their warm-ups, and he really looks strong. He's got a great arm. He and Bradshaw, I think, have two of the strongest arms for quarterbacks in either league.
Kenny Anderson, 15 of 20 last week against Green Bay. He looked like he was playing back to all-pro form. Boobie Clark makes it on his own out over the 30 to the 37. It'll be a gain of 7. Second down and 3, hit by L.C. Greenwood.
Linville Elliott laid a block on Lauren Taze that time as he came out to try to give Boobie a little running room. And I think without Taze, he wouldn't have gotten without that block, he wouldn't have gotten very far at all.
Boy, Don, I've been watching Greenwood. He has really come to play tonight. He is everywhere. Number 68, the defensive left end for the Steelers. Second down and 3. Boobie Clark, he's nailed by Jack Ham. He came to play also.
Yes, matter of fact, as he did. That's it. When you see Lambert coming out of that middle, Frank, you know that he's doing what he's supposed to do, because that middle linebacker in most any defense is designed to make most of the tackles, and thank goodness they got a Lambert, and he is making most of it.
Boy, and he read his keys perfectly, because they had a fake off to the left side with Boobie cracking back to the right. He didn't even look at that fake to the left. Third down and 4, the ball at the 31. Billy Brooks, top of your screen. Gifted receiver from Oklahoma. Anderson to the air. And Boobie Clark holds on. First down, Cincinnati, out to the 37-yard line.
One of your one-handers, he had plenty of time to throw that time. It was tough, Frank, when you get off a first down play like they had, and then get stopped on the second when you have to be in a pretty crucial third down. You see good protection again. Boobie's out there by himself. Reached up with one hand, brought it down, and stepped right inside. You see, he was aware where that first down marker was. Picked it up. Boobie. Go get him, Boobie.
There he is, leading Russia from a year ago. Very gifted athlete. First and 10. Boobie Clark again, and he pounds out to the 40. Mel Blunt up there to help Jack Lambert on the stop at the 40-yard line.
Another good block by Linville Elliott. Frank on Lauren Taze. Cut him inside that time, the time before he knocked him out. Slid around him and knocked him in, and bounced out, picked up not much, but again, a good block.
Second down and 7. Franco Harris getting attention on the Pittsburgh Steelers sideline. Billy Brooks in motion. Toss goes to Linville Elliott. And Mel Blount fights off the block of Rufus Mays to make the stop. You know, coming up this Sunday on ABC is going to be a great night of entertainment. First at 7 Eastern Time, Donny Osmond hosts Marie Osmond's 18th birthday celebration. And then, Don, you're involved in a big one at 8 o'clock Eastern Time in the 75th anniversary salute to Las Vegas. More than 25 top stars.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, Frank. It was a happy birthday party like you can't believe. That Red Fox, Andy Williams, Don Rickles, John Davidson, Sammy Davis Jr., and a whole bunch more. Happy birthday to Las Vegas. Cindy Williams was out there, too. That's belated.
I'll tell you more about that in a moment. 3rd down and 3. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Bengals. Anderson tries to go downfield. Lambert nailed Anderson. And meanwhile, Billy Brooks was nailed by J.T. Thomas downfield.
They nailed him is right, Frank. He looked like Lambert was just picking up people, throwing them one side and the other. He kept coming right up the middle, and he did lay it to Anderson.
Just as Anderson released the ball, J.T. Thomas knocked off his receiver, the man he was covering, with the one shot he's allowed, Billy Brooks. And that brings up 4th down. Pat McAnally out to punt for Cincinnati. Lynn Swan is deep with Tony Dungy. Lynn Swan, he doesn't like to fair catch, and he doesn't. Loses the ball.
That was a lucky one. Bounced right out.
Oh, lucky break for the Steelers. And Swan lost the handle, but it goes out of bounds, and Pittsburgh will begin 1st and 10 at their own. Play of this drive, 2nd and 10. Anderson. That would produce John Reed. Pass snap.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mel Blount has the ball. Would you believe it? Fire, touchdown. Same play. John Reeves is in trouble.
Oh, look at that move.
That was a lateral.
I liked it. That was really...
Good protection.
He's got him.
And out there, and it's Benny Cunningham. He breaks another tackle.
And another one. And another one. Oh, man.
Sidney Thornton and Big Sidney's. Oh. And they did block it.
You knew that was something going on. I think they got two.
He tapped it into the end zone. It's going to be 6. And you go with the onside kick. There it is. It has to go 10. It's a free ball. And Cincinnati has it. Billy Brooks, top of your screen. 2nd down.